This video is to introduce you to the book and the clock running for the Alexandria Hockey Association. This is what the book looks like if you've never seen it. I highly recommend you do label it for your team. Since they all look alike, they tend to disappear on you throughout the season if you don't. Inside the book there are 4 sheets. They're all identical and they are carbon copied. There's a white sheet, a pink sheet, yellow sheet, and a golden sheet. At the top of the screen it will tell you what each sheet is for. So just make sure at the end of the game that each of the coaches gets a copy. Every team should have their stickers by now. This is what the stickers look like. It's very important that each sheet gets a sticker because although it is a carbon copy, of course, if you put a sticker on there, it won't transfer through. So make sure that every sheet does have your sticker and the team that you're playing sticker. I'd like to go through the book itself real quick, just so you can see how it's laid out. You would have your home team stickers here with the home team labeled at the top, and the level, meaning, so Alexandria RCC or West Rink, 12U, A, B, whatever the thing is, and the date. Over here you would have the visitor stickers. 3 different periods here, 1, 2, and 3. You would list the home and the away team on the individual rinks. As a team makes a shot or makes a goal, you will mark it on the book. So whoever's running the book, if the visitors' goal is here and the home goal is here, if the visitors take a shot down in the zone on the goal, you would mark where the shot was with an X. If a goal goes in, simply circle it. If you look down here at the bottom where it says saves, some people will use this to mark the shots for the period, so it makes it easier to add up at the end. So as they make a shot, you could draw your X and then maybe just cross out 1, 2, 3. So when you're done, you know how many shots there were for the period. And I should probably explain what a shot entails. Instead of looking at it as a shot, you should look at it as a save. So if somebody shoots the puck at the net and the goalie jumps out of the net to grab it, that is not a shot. Think of it as a save. So if the goalie was not there, would that puck have gone in? If the answer is no, then it's not a shot. You don't mark it down, you don't count it. You only count it if it would have went in if the goalie is gone. At the end of the period, you will add it up down here at the bottom, which I'll explain in a second. You then move on to the second period and you do the same thing throughout. So it's a pretty simple process. When you score or there is a goal, you need to come down here to the scoring section. This is the period, so first period, second period, third period, OT for overtime. The time of the goal, the team, meaning home or away, who scored the goal, and who had the assists, if there were any assists. So the ref will skate up, they will say goal White, 21 from 13 and 6. So you would put 21 in the goal, 13 for assist, and 6 for 6. PP and SH, a lot of people don't use it, but it's a power play or shorthanded goal. So if it was a power play goal, you could write that in there. Same thing with penalties. If there's a penalty, they'll stop play, the ref will come over and they'll tell you White 6, and they'll usually tell you the offense, but sometimes they'll just give you a signal. You put the period of the offense in there, the team that got it, home or away, the number of the player, the offense, so tripping, slashing, whatever it is, the duration of the penalty, whether a 2-minute or a 1.5 minute, depending on the level you're at, or if it's a major, a 5-minute or a 10-minute, the time they were in the box, and then you write the time they were out. If it's a 2-minute penalty, you generally think, well, it's always going to be 2 minutes afterwards. That's not the case. If there was a power play goal, they would exit the box at the time of the goal, and then you'd write the time that they came out. The fair play minutes, don't worry about that. That's for district play. And I should probably explain real quick what happens if there's a major penalty on the ice, because it can be quite confusing. If there's a checking from behind or fighting or something like that, they'll assign a major penalty. So you will have the initial penalty, which is either 2 minutes or 5 minutes, and then you'll have the 10-minute game major penalty. And how that works is like this. It happens in the first period. It was the visitor, because we would never do that ourselves. Number 5, let's say it's checking from, and excuse my writing, behind. The ref will tell you if it's a 2-minute or a 10-minute. Or a 5-minute. I will put the 5-minute here, and then the time in. Let's say it was at the 15-minute mark. And then the same player will also have a 10-minute penalty to serve. The 10 minutes, this is where it gets confusing. The 10-minute penalty does not start until after the initial penalty period is done. So there will be 5 minutes where that player has to sit in the box. So when that 5 minutes is up, we'll be down to 10 minutes here. So that 10-minute would start at the 10-minute mark and would be done at the end of the period. And in this situation, of course, the player can't come out no matter how many goals you score. At the end of each period, there's a summary down here. So as you make the shots, so if there were 17 shots in that period and there was 1 goal, the home team had 16 saves. You do the same thing for the visitor side through each period or overtime, and then you add the totals up. Same way with scoring. Probably the most important thing of it at the end is to make sure that the refs and the coaches sign the bottom part and that you give them their copy. So at the end of the game, you're kind of hustling, you're getting all your summaries done, run out there, make sure they sign it, give them their copies, and you're good to go. If a referee does request specifically a copy, they usually don't, but if they say, I need a copy, it usually means there was a major penalty and there could be other implications down the road. So give them the top copy in that case, even though the pink copy is the officials. Give them the top copy so they'll be able to see it in case there are some further penalties or game ejections down the road.